Okay, I'm making a series cable with a 6.5mm Castle 200 amp rated set of cables. Well, two male connectors, because they've got the male pieces in them, and you have one negative cable coming out of the negative point. You have on the other one a positive cable coming out of one point, which I haven't terminated the other end yet, and then I've basically taken a positive lead and then put a sheathing over it to make the negative so that you don't get confused, and that's into the negative terminal on the other male connector. So now this end here will be the combined value of these two batteries once you've got them connected in, which I've got a battery connected up here which I've wired in, and I need to put one of these connectors, the female version, which has the female sockets, and that has to go in this end, and then I need to wire another one of these connectors, the males, into the ESC, so that you're never going to mess up which way to actually connect it up. These two are always going to get plugged into the batteries, and this end is always going to get plugged into the ESC, so there's no confusion. You'll never have a problem. They're very particular on, if you get any solder on the outside surface of this shoulder here, you will never get it back into the connector, into the socket here, in one of these babies. So you need to make sure that you don't, if you are going to use a small amount of solder to tin so that you get a real good heat transfer, which is what I normally do, then you need to make sure that it's not a big lump, and if it is, you need to either solder suck it off or use a wick, or try and get it off some other way, either file it or sand it or something. But I've basically drilled some holes to take the different size units. So I've got my bigger holes here for the females, and I've got the smaller ones for the males. Okay, so they just sit in there, and then you put your cables in. So just make sure, if you are doing a battery terminal, that if you are doing it, make sure that you have either one of these cables insulated at all times until you pull one through and lock it into there, and then carefully pull the other one into place. But they are quite difficult to put in. you have to actually snap them into position, and I use this little mallet here to do that, or you can use a little hammer. So anyway, I'm going to solder this up, and so basically I'm going to 3/4 fill this socket here, and then I'm going to finish tinning this properly, the end of this cable, and then it should be good to go. Alright, okay, so I'm just going to use my gas torch, soldering my gas solderer, and I don't know if you'll be able to see much there, but basically I'm going to tin this up. Sorry about the bug, I've got a bit of a flu starting, so cool. So just tin your iron. Give it a good clean and a bit of damp rag, so you got a nice clean face. I find gas powered's way better than electric. I've got an old electric over here, but it's useless. Unless it's got rubbish tips, I don't know, but anyway. So anyway, I'm just sticking this right down the hole, and I'm just going to get it so I can melt up probably about, we'll get it so it's, yeah, there you go, straight away. I'll probably put about 2 mil of solder in there, and then I'll get a bit of extra length here, and I'll just have it on reserve. Make sure you put your cable through your adapter first. Otherwise you're never going to have it. You're going to have a bit of a problem putting it all together. Make sure your polarity's right. This one's got plus and minus just here. So minus goes into minus, so I'll just poke that through like so. Get it out of the way so that it's not going to get heat damage. And then I've still got to finish tinning. Oh no, that's pretty well tinned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up over the top here. Now I'm just going to touch the side of this here to heat and melt the solder that I've already put inside this little connector here. Okay, that's molten. I'm going to put this in here. Be very careful not to hold it too close to the end because the heat will transfer up and you'll burn your hands. So I'm holding it about, you know, a good 3 inches or 75 mil to 100 mil from the end. So just stick it in there. It's going to take a while to heat up the actual cabling as well as everything else. Usually up to a minute. As long as you keep a good contact on the outside face, and you've got it molten before it goes in, you should be good. Okay, it's starting to move around a little bit now, so I'm just going to rotate this around a little bit, get all the solder moving, so that I know that it's going to be a good contact when I actually let go. And as soon as I've got that where I'm happy, take the gas away and just blow on the connection. Try and keep the black cable as close as you can to square, straight up and down coming out of it. Okay, that's it. And then turn your gas off. And just let it cool. So yeah, so you've got your connectors on here. So I'm just going to pull one through now. And you've got to actually put a lot of pressure on to get these puppies in. So to do that, I'm just going to use another connector inside of it. Hold it up against my timber. Get a little hammer. And just snap it in. Like so, and it should look like that when it's in. Okay, and that's a nice fit. And now, nice and clean, and pull this. So yeah, obviously make sure you've got your polarity right here, your positive into positive, and your positive and your negative into your negative. And then with this one here should have cooled down a little bit now. Yep. So poke that back down here. Put your connector in. Your male connector into it. Get your hammer, put it on the soft edge of your timber, and one decent snap should get it in, get it lined up. That's it. Pull that off, and that's it. So now you've made a nice little Y connector. So this end here goes into your ESC, and these two ends here go onto your batteries. Because all your batteries will be wired with one of these, and so that way, male to male, obviously it's polarized, so they're set up so that you can't put them around the wrong way, so that's really good. So it's lined up with black, red to red, black to black, and just connects in that way. Alright, well I hope that helps, and that's a nice little Y, or what they call a Y connector, which is a series connector, so you can double your voltage. So when you're running a 12S helicopter, like my 630 Goblin, I run 44 volts, so two 6S, got a couple of nice little 6S off a hobby hanger, and yeah, they're good little batteries, graphite one, so we'll see how she goes.